All right, last problem on your notes. All of these fractions are simplified. Make sure that whole number is over 1, okay? But it is simplified. You can't break it down anymore. So let's go ahead and find our least common denominator. We're going to need an x plus 2, and we're going to need an x minus 2 here. And 1 will go into anything, okay? So all 3 denominators will go into this. Now, let's get all 3 fractions to have this common denominator. So in the first fraction, we're going to need to multiply by x minus 2. That way we get x plus 2, x minus 2 in the denominator. All right, make sure you distribute that x. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 2 is negative 2x. All right, second fraction. On the second fraction, I have an x minus 2 in the denominator. So in order to get my common denominator, I'm going to have to multiply by x plus 2. That's kind of my missing part. So what I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. Go ahead and distribute the 4. So 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 2 is 8. Okay, so that's my second fraction. Third fraction, I don't have any of the parts for my common denominator in here. I just have a 1. So I'm going to have to multiply that 2 over 1. I'm going to have to multiply it by x plus 2 and x minus 2 in order to get that common denominator. Okay, so what I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. Okay, so we're going to multiply these together. What I like to do is go ahead and multiply my 2 binomials together, get that out of the way, and then I'll distribute the 2. So I'm going to go ahead and put that 2 first, and I'm going to distribute it later. Okay, let's go ahead and multiply these 2 binomials. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 2 is negative 2x. Then I'm going to distribute my 2 here. 2 times x is positive 2x. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Okay, so my 2 x's in the middle, those are going to cancel out. And I just have x squared minus 4. All right, so I'm going to distribute that 2 to the x squared and to the negative 4. All right. So let's see, 2 times x squared is 2x squared. I'm going to go ahead and put it over here. 2 times negative 4 gives me negative 8. Okay, and that's my third fraction. All right. So let's go through this problem, go through your original. I'm going to start out with my first fraction, which we changed to x squared minus 2x. Okay, and I'm looking at my original problem. Then I'm going to have a minus sign. Okay, so minus my second fraction, and we changed that to 4x plus 8. Make sure you put it in parentheses because you're going to have to distribute that minus sign to each one. All right, so let's go ahead and distribute. A negative times 4 will give me a negative 4x, and then that'll change to a negative 8. Okay, when I distribute that minus sign, it'll change to this. And then I'm going to bring everything else down. So x squared minus 2x minus 4x minus 8 equals 2x squared minus 8. Okay, let's go ahead and combine like terms. Negative 2x and negative 4x gives me a negative 6x in the middle. We can't combine the x squareds yet because they're on two different sides of the equal sign. They have to be on the same side. All right, so in order to solve this, we have to get our x squareds on the same side. Right, and I mean, if you notice that there's an x squared, we're gonna have to get it to equal 0. So if you wanna go ahead and do that, we can do that on this step. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's subtract x squared. We're going to move it to the right. Let's add 6x. And let's add 8. That way we can get it to equal 0 over here. Okay, so anytime you have an x squared, you need it to equal 0 if you want to solve it. All right, so my negative 8 and positive 8, those will cancel on the right. 2x squared minus x squared gives me a positive x squared. 2 minus 1 is 1. Okay. And then my 6x, that won't combine with anything, so I'm just going to bring it down. Okay, so I have all my x's together. I have an x squared, so I have my equation equal to 0. That's good. Now we're going to factor it. So you want to factor out your greatest common factor first. So do they have anything in common? Okay, they have an x in common. I can take an x out of both. So if I take an x out, I'm left with x plus 6. Okay. Now I'm going to set each factor equal to 0. So this first one, x would equal 0. Second one, I have x plus 6 equal to 0. So if you solve for x, you would subtract 6 to both sides, and x equals negative 6. Okay, before you make those your final answer, make sure you check and see if you plug them in, do you get a 0 at all? So if I plug in a 0 into your least common denominator, okay, if I plug it in, do I get a 0? No. 0 plus 2 is 2, 0 minus 2 is negative 2. If I plug in a negative 6, I don't get a 0 either. So my solution is actually two solutions. It's going to be negative 6 and 0. Okay, so you're going to work on the worksheet today. It's about 10 problems. You'll do it for the next 2 days, and then Friday I'll be there to answer questions. All right, y'all have a good day.